Yes.
as regards rising cost of living.
Mm.
There's been protests in other parts. There's been a warehouse break
Mm.
in Adamawa.
Yes.
All of these are because of the cost of living. So Labour has decided that all of the measures announced by the president doesn't cost enough. So that means the president must do more to be able to assuage the fears of Labour. What it means that Labour has not done more to be able to assuage the fears of Labour. So if they go ahead, as long as it is peaceful, protest is needed. TUC has joined them. Some other people say they are not joining Labour, but TUC has joined them. Labour has joined the protest is going to be on. So let's see how all of this pans out.
All
It's
right.
as simple as that. People have a
All right. What do you make of the statement by Saliu Lukman, who accuses NLC of playing politics with fuel subsidy?
I mean, what do you expect Saliu Lukman to say? Saliu Lukman is a member of the APC.
And
So it's not
but
playing
you look at him as an aggrieved member of the APC.
No, he's an agreed member, but he has not left the party. He's still a member of the APC, so he thinks in tandem with the government. But Labour has their concerns, and when people have their concerns, they're not playing politics. Labour is not playing politics. Are you not suffering? Is your life any better?
Not at all.
Are you not complaining about the things happening in the markets?
Of course we are.
As pass-through inflation at the end of the day, has the government not been haphazard in making decisions as regards currency? You floated the currency, learning fully well what happened in 2016, that you didn't have the money to defend the currency. You floated it. Do you know that there's a pass-through effect? Even the common stick of suya I used to buy for 500 naira, as at 1,000 naira,
Yeah.
and they say that dollar go up. You wonder, say, dollar affect suya, but there's a pass-through effect.
Yeah,
Dollar.
of course.
And there's a pass-through effect of removal of subsidy. So people are reeling from the inflation, and somebody saying they are playing politics with what is it called? No, the real people that have played politics with this subsidy issue is the likes of President Tinubu, when in 2012 wrote an article and condemned Jonathan for removing subsidy. I think that was the first time people have pulled out subsidy. So the real people, and that's what they say in life, when you point one hand, four is pointing back at you. Be careful.
Yeah.
The real people that are playing politics with it, that played politics with this subsidy thing, is the life of the incumbent president. Because 2010 will have been a good time, and all of these reforms he announced, the President Jonathan to announced it then. He put in place Shop subsidy removal program.
Yeah.
He said they were going to buy buses too then. He said they were going to give undergrads money. They set up Shop for them. University graduates, a graduate employment scheme. All of these things he just announced, they too they put in place. But because of the politics and you wanted to discredit the man to make him look bad, you didn't accept all of that. You even wrote a what is it called, an article, and you called subsidy then something removal, Jonathan's tax. Is it safe also to call it Tinubu's tax now? So because when people do things, don't forget that posterity will judge us.
Yeah. All right. Now that NSAS protest is still fresh on our mind, because a couple of days ago we talked about the mass burial that Lagos State government wants to do of over 103 persons. So it's still fresh on our mind. We've not forgotten how people lost their life and livelihood as well. What can you say about those who are having the perception that we should not protest because we cannot guarantee that it's going to be peaceful, just like we were unable to guarantee NSAS protest? It started peacefully but later hijacked. How are we sure that this would not also be hijacked?
Let's call it peace. If the government wants to crack down on protesters, we know what happened. We know the story of NSAS. Nobody should come on. We knew how thugs that were leaning towards political figures were the ones that started the violence first during NSAS. And the thugs were identified that they work for XYZ politicians. So when they say it was hijacked, we knew that there was a method that was employed by some politicians to use their own thugs to infiltrate. The question you should ask yourself is, why is it that when we had the Ojota protest in 2012, it was peaceful all throughout? This country was shut down for over 2 weeks. So please, nobody should deceive us and deny our right to protest, or deny the right of people.
All right, still with that protest. Still with the
protest.
protest.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
Let me finish. Concerning NSAS, we knew when the crisis started, when they started turning the thugs in. It was not the peaceful protester that turned the thugs in. I once asked somebody, and I'm going to tell you this off record, and that's why leadership matters. I asked the person in confidence, and I asked him that during the Ojota protest, that was there ever a time that people around President Jonathan advised him to use the military to crack down on protesters? He said yes. And this was somebody in the villa. I said, did President Jonathan do it? He said, President Jonathan said, no, he will never use the military on his people. And that's why the military was there to, in fact, even protect the protesters. That was also the case, even when this NSAS protest started. The military was there every single night. They were there with the protesters to protect the protesters when they did a candlelight vigil and all of that. So President Jonathan too could have used the military to crack down on them, but he said he was not going to do. And that's why we keep saying the temperament of who is the president of the country matters. And that's why I was very angry when they brought a petition yesterday against El-Rufai and they not allow them hear it at the screening ground, which is wrong. So where are they going to hear the petition?
We'll get to that. It's also part of the headline that we'll
let me finish. Let me finish, my brother.
Yeah.
Where are we going to hear that? Do we want it to be a case like we had with a former minister that they said he had links to some groups? When are we going to tell ourselves the truth in this country? We know the truth, but we shy away from speaking it. You with the floor, my brother.
All right, still with Joe Ajero, the NLC president, where he said that the grounded refineries were the major pain point in the whole subsidy narrative, but President Bola Tinubu did not even say anything concerning the refineries during his national broadcast.
But Joe Ajero is not lying now. We all know how President Buhari even said they were going to build refineries. It's a grounded refinery because the argument has always been, if our refineries are working and we are producing enough for